has the best lineup in Major League Baseball? There's a lot of different ways you can try to figure that out. You can look at Bat War. You can take a look at individual players. What lineup has the most, whatever stat is most important to you, highest WOBA, WRC plus, whatever it is. Today, we are going to put an end to the debate as me and the guys here from Blue Jays Today are going to go through and do a reverse power rankings draft. I'll explain exactly what that means in a moment. And we are going to, with the eye test, go through. We're going to give you the top lineups in baseball. But before we do, Nick and Adam, how are you, gentlemen?
Doing good, man. Doing good. We're working a lot like usual, but it's over now because it's time for that damn baseball show. And we're always good to see you. Always good to see you, Jim.
Yeah, man. I want to hear more about you, Jim, because you just took a big trip over to spring training, Bill.
That's right.
And got to like really get into that entire environment, man. Like we've still been stuck over here, just like watching it from afar.
In cold, snowyville.
Literally. How was that, man?
Spring training was great. We were able to, see some players, get some backfield, exposure. For those that are wondering, what am I talking about? These teams, the workouts at select times are open to the public. So we were able to get back there and, see like Ronnie Mauricio taking batting practice, watch some scrimmage games. It was really a lot of fun. Saw a lot of viewers bumped into me and Tyler. I was there with Wardy NYM and Robbie Hyde and Stark Raving Sports, Mike from SRS. And we, a lot of people bumped into us and introduced themselves. So anybody that may be watching the stream today that was one of those viewers, what's up? I appreciate you saying hi. So it was a lot of fun. Right now the WBC is on. So I'm wondering if, our live numbers may take a hit because of that, but that's okay. Cause there's always the replay viewers and we appreciate the replay viewers, but
that's right.
The WBC, we've got Puerto Rico against the Dominican Republic right now. And
apparently Soto hit one to Jupiter. What the update was.
Yeah.
This is a huge
458
game.
feet.
Yeah. This is a huge game. And that we went to the game in Miami and the vibe there was electric. So I can only imagine what the vibe is for this game, knowing that the loser's probably done. So because Venezuela's already through.
Yeah.
So this will be an interesting one. So a lot of fun. Thank you guys for asking.
Love it.
So let's get into this thing. Let's do this. Our top 10 lineups. Here is how it works. Me and the guys, we are going to give you the top 10 based on FanGraphs projections on Bat War. That's how we're going to get the top 10. So there's really no, there's no personal feelings. There's nothing pulling anything in any direction. This is straight
no bias
Bat
at all
War
over here.
Exactly. This is straight from Bat War on FanGraphs. That's how we got the top 10. We're going to go through those top 10 lineups here in just a moment. Each of us will be allowed to remove the team that we think is the worst lineup remaining from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 until we get to the top 4. At that point, the three of us collectively have to eliminate one of the final 4. And then from the final 3 teams, we will decide of those 3, which one is the number 1 team. What is the number 1 lineup from the final 3? So it is a power rankings draft sort of in reverse to get us to go 10-1. Let's take a look at the lineups real quick, everybody. And again, thank you for coming in. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like if you haven't yet. Let's go here. Now, honorable mention to the Philadelphia Phillies. They had a Bat War of 27.4, but you can see when you look at the lineup, a very key component to that lineup is missing. It is Bryce Harper. He is not a part of this lineup. Boys, I think you can agree with me that if Bryce Harper was there, Phillies would certainly be in the top 10 conversation.
Yeah, I know Nick would probably even put him higher. I probably put him a little bit higher too. Like, potentially those bottom guys, like there's potential down there. And they've shown flashes in the past. So it's not even like a depth issue, really. Like that top heavy could be one of the top 5, you can tell top 6 with Bryce Harper could be one of the best in baseball, honestly.
100%, man. Like, you're built with elites off the top, and the guys at the bottom have ceilings like the guys at the top. If they start popping off, this team is, extremely good. But understandably so, Bryce Harper is injured. Best of luck, speedy recovery. They're not going to be on the list today.
Exactly. So we have the Phillies. We want to mention them as an honorable mention because they are the team missing one of the largest pieces. And if they had that piece, they would be at least top 10, maybe a top 5 conversation for sure. So let's move on from the Phillies and let's go 10-1 based on Bat War. And again, then we're going to start eliminating some teams. First up, the Tampa Bay Rays with a 30.6 Bat War. Yandy Diaz, maybe one of the more underrated players in baseball. Wander Franco, Randy Arozarena, who's absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. So the Tampa Bay Rays and Randy Arozarena may be lifting that Bat War for that team. Yeah. We've got the Minnesota Twins with the next highest Bat War at 30.8. Carlos Correa coming back certainly helped that squad, and we'll see what Max Kepler can do and Joey Gallo. Well, hoping Max Kepler with the shift going away could see a bump. Maybe Joey Gallo could see a bump. Christian Vasquez, who just hit a bomb in this Puerto Rico-Dominican Republic game, is on with the Twins. They had the 30.8. Then we have a little bit of a jump on the Bat War to the Cardinals at 32.8. And what's interesting here is that Jordan Walker, by Fangraphs, is in the starting lineup. That's a fascinating thought. We can maybe dive into that as we start pulling pieces away, pulling teams out of the equation. But we look at the Cardinals coming in with that 32.8. Next up, it was the Mets with a 33.0 Bat War. Nimmo, Marte, Lindor, Alonso. That is a very dangerous 1 through 4. And Lindor's looking great here in the WBC. So is Pete Alonso. So some good things. Starling Marte just made his spring training debut the other day and looks sharp and ready for opening day right now. We had the Mets with the 33. Next up, the Dodgers just barely ahead with a 33.2. Losing Trey Turner and not really replacing him. We'll see what JD Martinez and David Peralta can do. What's Miguel Vargas going to bring to the table? No Gavin Lux. Good thing they traded for Miguel Rojas. So we have the Dodgers with the 33.2. Yep. Yankees 33.7 Bat War. Labor Torres at the top of the lineup. This team, ladies and gentlemen, officially does not have a leadoff hitter. Let's see how
They've never had a leadoff hitter, Jen. Let's be real.
I mean, yeah, that's true. So that maybe that hurts them when we get into that draft. All right, next up, the Houston Astros, 34.2 Bat War. This team is absolutely stacked. I wouldn't want to face anybody 1 through 6 at any moment. Yeah. McCormick, Myers, and Maldonado are sort of the weakest links here. And again, McCormick and Myers are still sort of advancing in their careers. So maybe one of them has a breakout and extends the lineup even more. But that Astros lineup is dangerous. Speaking of dangerous, everyone's dangerous at this point. Also with a 34.2, the Atlanta Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr., is he healthy? I am fully on board. I am waving the banner for the Ronald Acuna Jr. MVP season. Let's see if that comes to fruition. But you got Olsen, Riley, Murphy, Harris, Albies, Ozuna's the sore thumb that sticks out there. Rosario's doing well here in the WBC. We'll see Vaughn Grissom too. Next up, the San Diego Padres, the second highest Bat War at 35.5. Any Blue Jay fans may notice that some team has been left out. Don't worry. We'll get there. Xander Bogaerts, Soto, Machado, when Tatis comes back. That's why we have Tatis in the corner there. Tatis is not on the lineup right now on Fangraphs, but he will be there within about a month or so. So the Padres, even with Tatis slated to miss a month or so of games, they still come in with the second highest Bat War. And the final team, number 1, the highest Bat War, the Toronto Blue Jays at 36.0. Springer, Bichette, Guerrero, Kirk, Varsho, Chapman, Belt, Merrifield, Kiermaier. Listen, I'm not just being a Blue Jays homer here right now. If Brandon Belt is feeling as good as he said he's feeling, and he can do what he did 2 seasons ago, and Whit Merrifield can show that get back up to I'll call it his benchmark level, then this team is difficult 1 through 8. It's Kevin Kiermaier where you get a break.
Oh,
and even still,
Kiermaier. Okay, I see how it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kev. Like that, Jim.
Sorry, Kev. All right, so let's do this thing. Let's start. So you've got the teams now. You've seen the lineups. You've seen the Bat Wars. We are now going to take the Bat Wars and set them over here because that doesn't matter anymore.
That's right.
WOBA doesn't matter. WRC plus doesn't matter. Batting average, home runs, projections, none of that shit matters anymore. Now we're just going to go eye test, gut. What do you like? That's how we're going to do this moving forward. And I am going to let you guys go first. You, Adam, Nick, you guys argue amongst each other which one you want to do the first elimination.
You can go first, man.
So I first want to say, this is how I'm viewing all these lineups. Like, I obviously love stats. It's all great. But I want to take the last 3 years of what they've done and kind of take that into factor. Like, there's some players on every single one of these teams that you maybe had a dip of a year last year. But the last 2 seasons, you were phenomenal. Maybe you were a little bit injured. Maybe it was just an anomaly year. Like, I don't want the last year to really influence my decision. I'm going to still think of them as the guy that they were in 2021 and 2020. So that's my thinking right now. And prospects, I'm going to be like, you're a wild card. Even though you're highly touted, you could be a wild card. So that's kind of where I'm at in my decision. So with that being said, guys, oh, man, I think this one's pretty easy for me. I got to kill the Tampa Bay Rays right off the top. They got to go. Look, it's the same argument for me. Like, let's go. I love that graphic. Same thing for me. Look, I love Yandy Diaz. Tell Nick before the show. Wander Franco, lots of potential. Not fully clicking to superstardom just yet. We know Rosarina is super elite. Brandon Lowe, he has potential being a super elite. It went healthy. But then after that, it is just kind of average players, and it just doesn't feel like that top heaviness is really there like some other teams on this list. So, bye.
I mean, just to throw my 2 cents in there, man. I was doing, like, basically as we were going through here, I was looking up every single player on the Tampa Bay Rays to just refamiliarize myself. And there was only one guy who had an OPS over 800 last year, and it was Yandy Diaz. That's it. Only one guy who had an OPS over 800 last year. And it's not like he's very good, but he wasn't blowing the doors off either. Right. It was like a low 800 OPS.
And granted, last year they had so many injuries, and that really affected all of their performances. So that's obviously a factor. But I got to take your overall, like your last 3 seasons into account.
Yep.
And that's what we got, man. Look, I think Brandon Lowe's a stud. I think Rosarina's a stud. Yandy Diaz is a stud. But like not as much stud as some other guys on this list. So bye-bye.
All right. Rays are out. Nick, I lagged there for a second. Nick, what did you give your team, or do you still have to go number 9?
No, I have not. I haven't given my team yet.
All right, let's go. What do you
got? Okay, so Rays are off the board. I mean, honestly, I feel like just, looking at the Wars, there's a pretty significant tier difference between this team and every other squad. So, I mean, it's boring, but I got to eliminate the Minnesota Twins. They got to go.
Twins are eliminated. Goodbye, Minnesota.
They got to go, man. They got to go. I mean, just similarly speaking, like, I just feel like Fangraphs got this one right, and there's definitely a tier difference between those 2 squads and then everybody else. Because when I look at those other squads, I'm like, wow, these are elite. But I'm just not convinced with this team, right? Byron Buxton cannot stay on the field for 3/4 of the season, even half the season. Jorge Polanco was solid, but what are you going to get out of Max Kepler? He had a really bad down year last year. Carlos Correa, I think, is good. And then the rest of these guys, like Joey Gallo, I don't think so. Kirilloff, I don't know, man. I definitely see the potential here for this team to be really, really good. But I think that you just need so many things to go right. Whereas other squads, I think you have a little bit more things locked in.
Right on. Everybody, make sure if you have not yet to please hit that like, support the streams, get that like count up. All of us, let's do that. I just hit the like myself, so I am like number 17 on my channel. Make sure to hit the like if you have not yet. It will help with the stream, and do the same things those of you watching over on Blue Jays today. I'm actually torn here between 2 teams. You may think that it's an easy one. I'm actually kind of a little torn between the Dodgers. We'll put the Dodgers. I'm torn between the LA Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals. I feel like those are probably 2 of our next 3 or 4 teams off the board. So no disrespect to the Cardinals at this point because it's getting really tight. But I will say, I think Arenado and Goldschmidt are 2 of the top 10 hitters in the game. Wilson Contreras coming over is great. Nootbaar is going to be awesome. Jordan Walker is the NL Rookie of the Year if he gets enough time this year. And when I think about the Dodgers are in a situation where I don't know what JD Martinez has left. David Peralta, Trace Thompson, Miguel Vargas is striking out a ton. So it's really Betts, Freeman, and Smith. Yeah. I mean, I think I hate to do. Listen. Anybody that ever said that I'm a Dodger homer, I'm about to, maybe turn one on you because I'm going to eliminate the Dodgers here.
Oh yeah,
I think it is tight.
Man. Yeah,
I think it is very tight. But at the end of the day, I think at this point the Dodgers are just on the back half. I don't like that we're trusting Trace Thompson and Miguel Vargas and Miguel Rojas and David Peralta, who did nothing after going to Tampa. So I'm going to eliminate the Dodgers next. And I hate the fact, well, maybe you guys will help me out, but I hate the fact that I have to wait 2 more teams to eliminate somebody. You guys, let's spin it back around. Adam, what do you got next?
No worries. All right. So you just talked about the Cardinals, so I'm not gonna just cop out and be like, oh, the Cardinals are next.
It'd be fair.
Right. But I was looking at the teams, and you know what? I am convinced, and I will have a pleasure knocking out this team. No offense to these fan base, but I'm going to knock out the New York Yankees. Now, I'm not saying that they're number, 7, but I just know that they're not a top 4 team. So I'm knocking out the Yankees. Here's why, guys, real quickly. I mean, you've got Gleyber Torres leading off. What has he done the last 3 years? Not a whole lot. Obviously, Aaron Judge MVP is amazing. Rizzo's a great bat. Stanton, he can give you a good year, every other year. He can give you a really solid year. But then Oswaldo Cabrera, Josh Donaldson, Aaron Hicks, Jose Trevino, and just like I said off the top, Peraza could be really good. Wild card though, we don't know just yet. So, but I'm really taking the fact that that bottom half is just so empty to me. So they gotta go.
I'll be honest, man. Looking at their lineup, a lot of these other teams have a really good top 6. I feel like they have a really good top 4. And then I don't know after that. And again, Josh Donaldson and Aaron Hicks and those guys might even really hurt you. Be that bad that they could be hurt your
You can't
team.
replace them necessarily. You have to stick them in there and
and it's they're actually going to be that bad that you're going to have negative. I'm not saying that it's going to be negative WAR, but it literally.
And we're not biased. We're not biased.
Yeah.
Right. All right, so Yankees are gone, dead and gone. Who's the next team coming off the board?
Okay, I mean, I was gonna do that to the Yankees as well, man. Yes. Do you mind just showing me the teams that we have left here? So the Cardinals.
So
are
we
still
have
there.
we have the Cardinals. Cardinals are left
on our end right now, Jim. Don't even worry about it, man. Oh yeah, show the viewers.
Yeah.
Cardinals are still here. Mets are still there. Mets are pretty damn good.
And then I think it's Atlanta, San Diego, Houston, us.
Right. Do I like the? Interesting. Okay. I mean, I guess it's really.
I know.
Really close to me, man. It's actually really close.
Are you between the Mets and the Cardinals?
Yeah, it's actually really close for me, shockingly enough. But I guess I will knock off the Cardinals. The Mets are just really, really solid. And I mean, I guess I'm drinking the Kool-Aid here, man. I'm definitely drinking that Cardinals Kool-Aid. I also agree with you. I actually just put a bet on Nolan Arenado to win MVP.
Oh, wow.
Because he's the odds are just too good for me. But you look at that middle of the lineup and Tommy Edman and Tyler O'Neill, if they can, or if Tyler O'Neill can get back to the place where he was a year ago, and Lars Nootbaar is so good, and like you said, Jordan Walker is really good. It's a good lineup, but they gotta go.
For me, and I won't disagree with you, but there's so many dark horses in this lineup where if they hit, they could be a top 3 lineup.
Yes.
Carlson Donovan, he had a great year. Nootbaar, my God, if this team really clicks, they're top 3, but we gotta see it click. We can't just go off hope.
I gotta see it first. Yeah.
Oh my God! I knew this would happen when I went last. Okay, so you're telling me that I have to eliminate. I have to, and again, if I lag out everybody, I don't know what's going on. I can see that I'm having some internet trouble. If I lag out, I will be back in 30 seconds. So it might pause for a second, but I'll be back. Guys, if I do lag out, just kind of carry for a minute. So
okay,
man. So we have the Blue Jays, we have the Padres, we have the Braves, we have the Astros, and we have the New York Mets. And I have to choose one of those teams. That
I
just
love how you did
that's
not
just,
include the Blue Jays.
oh,
Oh, he
just
did.
Oh, he did. Well,
Yeah.
I did. I did.
lagged out. See, I lagged out in my brain.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. So I am going to say that all of these teams are exceptional. I'll just put it that way before I have to eliminate one of them. I think that I can't take Houston out. Let me go back to the Mets. I hate to do it to you, Mets fans. I was just there. I think you got a great team. I hate keeping you out of the Final Four, but like I said, Toronto's 1 through 8 could 1 through 7 at least. Padres, I mean, again, Tatis is out for the first month. That may cost San Diego the number 1 or the number 2 spot, but I think it's got to be the Mets. I don't feel good about that. I think that the Mets are very, very easily could be in the conversation for the top 4. They're the only one of the teams that we have eliminated. I'll put it this way. Of the teams that we have eliminated, the Mets, I think, are the only team that you can justify saying they should or they could. You can make an argument for them being in the top 4. You guys agree with that? I feel like 10 through 6 so far, we could have just.
Here's the thing. I believe their top 5 are really rock solid. And then
top 5's really good.
In the bottom, like Vogelbach, like what kind of year was that last year? You know, like again, I'm considering last 3 years. Like, before last year, he was getting DFA'd. You know, like he was nothing, right? But he found a place. He did well. Is he gonna do it again? I don't know. Marcana took a step down. Escobar took a step down.
That's it.
Marcana's still really good though.
He is really good. But
that's the thing about this is I know what's coming. Brett Beatty's going to be really good. Mauricio is killing the ball this spring. Alvarez. So any shortcomings that you see with like Escobar, Narvaez, Vogelbach, they've got a guy ready to step in. So that's what makes it difficult. I think the Mets may be deeper than some of the teams we're about to talk about, but
it's just opening day lineup.
It's top 5, just opening day lineups. So here we are. There is the situation: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And no, we did not pre-design this. I did this while we were talking.
Wow.
So there we go. So now we've got the way this works. We now have to take the remaining teams and we have to eliminate one.
Yeah.
And we have to agree on the team we're going to eliminate. It is between our Blue Jays, our Padres, our Braves, and our Astros. Let me throw the first volley out. Can I throw the first volley out in case I lag and die out. I'm going to say, let's just pull these up real quick again. Okay, here's our final 4. The Atlanta Braves with a 34.2 bat WAR. The San Diego Padres with a 35.5 bat WAR. The Blue Jays with a 36 bat WAR. And the Astros with a 34.2 bat WAR. I don't know if you guys would agree or disagree, but I feel like it might be between the Astros and the Padres. And here's why I say the Padres, because Tatis is going to miss the first month.
Right. If we're just saying opening day.
Right. Well, no. So opening day kind of, but also just like if this lineup, we know Tatis is coming in a month. If this lineup performs to what we think they could do throughout the season, well, how are we expecting? So we're not taking into account any injuries or anything like that.
You're right. So, I mean, when I do look at the Padres, they're like just on this lineup right here, that top 4 is, and with
amazing.
Top 5.
Is that enough? So is the top 4 once Tatis is back enough to cancel out the fact that it's Nelson Cruz, Matt Carpenter, Trent Grisham, Austin Nola?
Hold up.
Yeah.
I was just looking at Matt Carpenter's numbers, and do you guys see what he did last year? Did you watch what happened in the short sample size? Literally 15 home runs in 128 ABs. Small sample size here, boys, but that was a little bit of renaissance here right there.
I know, but that's the thing.
Kim is becoming a little bit of a guy.
Is it? Yep.
I got to push back here. Like, I don't think that San Diego can be eliminated yet, guys.
I don't think they're not yet eliminated. Right? I don't think they're not yet eliminated. But I am going to lean. Oh, man. I kind of want Yeah,
Which
I'm
way
gonna
you
lean
leaning?
towards the Braves, and I hate to say that, bro, because I actually love the Braves lineup. I love them all. I love them all at this point. But I'm gonna have to do it just because the bottom three, Ozuna, Rosario, we don't know what we're gonna get from Grissom. You know, Acuna. Like I know you're doing the whole MVP Acuna.
Let's go MVP, baby! Come on.
He's been injured. We don't really know. Is he fully back to Acuna flavor? Sean Murphy had a great year last year. Can he repeat? I'm a big buyer of Michael Harris. You know, Austin Riley, Matt Molson. Like I'm a huge. Like they're like rock solid staples for me. Ozzy Albies. Like I think he could easily bounce back, but compared to Houston, it was either Houston or Atlanta in my mind. And yeah, I'm gonna go Atlanta here.
You're leaning Atlanta.
I'm drinking the Houston juice here.
No.
I think you might get outvoted here. I think Houston's got to go.
You got Houston.
Yeah,
all right.
I gotta go with Houston.
That
man.
top 6 is disgusting.
Like I hear what you're saying, man, but I don't like. Is it any more disgusting than what we just looked at in the Braves? Like I don't think so. I don't know why. You know, like why? Like, what is different about
I'm biased, bro. I just feel like the Houston lineup is just like it's been the best.
Yeah,
it's just been the best for so long, and they got Pena, and they added Jose Abreu. It's just gross. Oh, Altuve had a great year. Tucker's disgusting.
I know.
Bregman's always Bregman.
So,
but there is a big drop off in the bottom 3.
There's a big drop off at the bottom 3, but the Braves are kind of that too with Ozuna, Rosario, and Grisham.
So you, Jim.
Well, Ozuna sucks. Rosario could be good. Grissom, yeah.
So we have
he's frozen. He's lagging right at the stalemate. You gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding me.
We need to know the answer, Jim.
We literally need to know the answer, man. While he's lagging out, guys, to kind of hold down the fort, I know that half of you are watching this in Jim's channel and the other half are watching it here. So I apologize for the half that's watching it in Jim's channel right now. But we're going to start a poll asking who has the better lineup in our channel right now in our chat, and start to see what you guys think about this. Adam's saying that Houston's better. I think that that Atlanta is a little bit better. There he is. He's
you're back.
Something is seriously wrong with my laptop or my internet connection or something. I am so glad that you guys are here, because if you were not, literally, this would just be bye, Jim, and the stream would be over.
Yeah. We're holding it down, but we need to know your decision, Atlanta or
Let's
Houston.
go. So if we have to do it for the sake of moving on, we have 2 out of 3. So we'll go majority and we'll go Houston.
Oh, darn. They're going to be better, boys. I'm telling you.
It's got to go.
Houston is eliminated. Okay. So Houston is eliminated. So now we have the final 3. And the final 3 are the Blue Jays, the Padres, and the Braves. So we'll pull the Braves up one more time. We see that lineup again. We're looking at the bottom 3 spots there, kind of suspect. The Padres are in a situation where until Tatis gets back, they're not at full strength. And the bottom 3 or 4 can be a little iffy. And the Toronto Blue Jays, there are some question marks at the bottom of the lineup, but I think Belt, if he does his thing, can be in a good spot. Witt, if he can get back to 2-hit Witt days, then the Blue Jays can go 8 strong. So here's how this works now. The 3 of us, we're no longer eliminating teams. We've been eliminating teams up until this point. Now we are going to pick the winner. So it is between Atlanta, Toronto, and San Diego. I think.
Do it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I love that you're like, do it.
No.
Pull the trigger. Just say it, Jim. Stop delaying it. I am honest to God. I'm leaning Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean,
listen,
very good.
Yeah,
they're very good, man. Like I definitely do not fault you for going Blue Jays here, man. Like again, our viewers know it. For the people watching on Jim's channel right now, like it is a stacked lineup. Like Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s are elites of the game. Kirk is elite. George Springer, when he's fully healthy, is top tier. I mean, like
Varsho and Chapman with the power down there.
That's the thing. Like I think that I do think a lot of this lineup, like I feel like, again, trying to take my bias out of this, we know what we are going to get out of the top 4, and it's probably going to be pretty good. Is Dalton Varsho going to take the next step? Is Matt Chapman going to have the I'm in a contract year sort of year? Is Brandon Belt going to be what he was last year, or is he going to be what he was in 2021? Because that's a very different player. That is a big swing of war. Yeah. And then Whit Merrifield and Kevin Kiermaier, I think we know what we're going to get out of Kevin Kiermaier, frankly. Whit Merrifield definitely has upside.
Right.
Is it too late? Is he too old? Or is he going to hit that? You know, it's like
it's so tough to me to take up my bias. You're going Blue Jays. For me, it's between obviously at this point I was debating eliminating the Braves. It's between the Padres and the Blue Jays.
I frankly am going to make an argument. Sorry, you go ahead.
I was going to say, but just looking at these opening day lineups, I think seriously, Fernando Tatis is the swing vote for me.
Literally, though.
That's it.
I don't know.
Fernando Tatis, we're number 2.
Yeah.
That's it.
I agree with you. So I think that, because I don't know how we can, but like we have to factor him in this. Because like that is such a big.
But we haven't been. We've only been opening day lineups.
I think we're thinking. Listen, if we are considering Fernando, I think it goes Blue Jays, Padres, Braves. I still do. Yeah. So here's the thing about, again, I get back to the San Diego Padres. When we get everybody back, when Tatis is back, you're going to see who comes out of this lineup. Matt Carpenter comes out of the lineup, basically. And then it'll be a Nelson Cruz, Matt Carpenter platoon at designated hitter. So the top 4 will arguably be the best top 4 in the history of baseball. You'll put them up there. If they can perform, years from now, you'll look back at the top 4 up there with some of the best lineups we've ever had, right? Not the best ever. If I said that, I misspoke. But you'll look back at, man, what they did, if they all do what they're supposed to do, that was one of the killer lineups that we've seen.
I can say this for sure, Jim. Like, I mean, I don't know about history of baseball, over 100 years of history, but I can say for sure in my lifetime, this is the strongest top 4 I think I've ever seen.
Yeah,
in my lifetime,
no doubt about it. So, but because there's no Tatis for the first month, and then after Tatis comes in, I feel comfortable 1 through 5. I'll throw Jake Cronenworth in there. I like Jake Cronenworth, but I don't like Trent Grisham, Austin Nola. I'm sorry, I don't think he's gonna be that productive. I know there's certain metrics that he looks good at, but I'm not. I'm just not there. When it comes to Ha-Seong Kim, it looked good towards the end of last year. Let's see it. So for that, again, I'm still leaning Toronto, San Diego, Atlanta. And the reason why I've got Atlanta behind those 2 is just because I don't know if we can really what to expect from those bottom 3.
So the way that I see that you're kind of describing it right now, and maybe for the viewers as well, is that, and I think we're kind of in agreement here, San Diego's top 5, maybe even top 6, is better than probably anybody in the league. So let's just say that their top 5 is the best top 5 in all of baseball.
Yep, I'll go there.
Is Toronto's bottom 4 that much better than San Diego's bottom 4 to make up the difference?
Well, I'll say
that's
this.
The question. I think that's got to be the question right now. Is our bottom 4 of Kiermaier, Merrifield, Belt, and Chapman, is that enough to make up the difference from Cruz, Ha-Seong Kim? I forget the other 2 there.
No, I did. I 1000% think that is really not even close. I think that is in Toronto's favor. But I'll say that I also, when I'm thinking about the top 5 for San Diego and I think about Toronto's top 5, I put Bo and Vladdy and a healthy George up against that San Diego top 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
Bobichet and
they're
Vlad
on
are the best hitters in the last 3 years.
yeah, they're on a similar level as those 5. I would probably put Bo ahead of Bogarts. I would put Vladdy ahead of Manny. So like there's certain areas where I would put the Blue Jays hitters ahead of the Padres hitters in that respect. So it's not just comparing top 4, top 5s.
Here's what I'll say, Jim. I'll throw in my 2 cents. This is how I'm looking at it now that I'm really getting deep. If I'm a pitcher, where can I find my break? Right. Toronto's lineup. Who's going to give me a bad AB in that?
Kevin Kiermaier. And Kevin Kiermaier is still going to be a pain in the ass.
Kiermaier isn't even. He actually puts up some good ABs.
Yes,
he's a good AB. He does not. You're not get you. He's not going to get a hit every 3 to 10 times.
You get that pitch count up. He'll get that pitch count up.
And then guess what? There's George Springer, Bobichet, Vladdy, Kirk, Varsho, Chapman, all known to work hitters, make pitch outside. I can't get a break. They have Brandon Belt, who's literally a year removed from being one of the best hitters in baseball, and then Merrifield, speed, everything. It's just too daunting. I gotta go with the Blue Jays #1.
Are you with us, Nick?
I'm getting more convinced for sure. I find it I just find it hard to believe that in a world where, in the offseason we lose Teoscar Hernandez and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and in that same year, the San Diego Padres effectively get back Tatis, bring in Bogarts, and they're gonna have Soto. I find it hard to believe that we're better still. But we are pretty damn good at the same time. So, yeah, I mean, it really does ride on. Varsho's got to have that year. Chapman's got to have that year. Belt is going to have to get back to where he was. And, yeah, those things happen, absolutely. So I'm buying it. I'll drink it. I'll drink the Kool-Aid.
Let's go.
Are we in agreement then on the 2-3 spots? Padres 2, Braves 3.
Yeah.
Padres 2, Braves 3, Blue Jays #1.
Yeah, I think that's how it goes. And ladies and gentlemen, here is the 10-1. Rays 10, Twins 9, Dodgers 8, Yankees 7, Cardinals 6, Mets 5, Astros 4, Braves 3, Padres 2. The Blue Jays we have as the #1 lineup.
Let's go!
Damn.
Let's go. I said we wouldn't be biased, and I don't think we were that biased.
I was trying not to be, man. I really was.
I know.
Well, I'll say this. Think about this, too. A lot of times fans of a team will be harder on their team than objective.
I do feel like I'm probably more critical on us.
Yeah.
Because I've seen, I've watched the failures happen.
The one bad thing, Bo with the slider outside.
I know exactly what it
thing,
is, Whereas, with the Padres, I just see the OPSs and the home runs, and I'm like, well, I know he's good at baseball. Yeah. So
that's
all right.
There we go. We got it.
Boys.
10-1. Jim's got to go before he lags again, before he can say goodbye. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in. Make sure to subscribe to both of our channels and hit that like on the way out. We do appreciate you coming in. We are here on a Wednesday. We will be back next Tuesday for that damn baseball show. So make sure to come on back and join us then. Nick, Adam, any parting words?
It was great. I loved, now I feel more confident going into the season.
There we go.
Watch out, guys. You thought our lineup was regressing? We just proved it. We're #1, baby.
#1, baby. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evenings, and we'll catch you guys next week for another damn baseball stream. See ya.